This is Matthew Cratter from Bitcoin University, and today I wanted to talk about a new product that's been launched by PayPal, a stablecoin, a US dollar stablecoin, and I'm calling this PayPal launches a new melting ice cube for reasons that are going to become apparent later in this video. So let's just say that your stock is stuck in the toilet and has been stuck there for some time because you treat your customers so badly and they continue to flee. This is a chart of PayPal stock, which has fallen precipitously since its 2021 highs. PayPal probably has one of the worst brands out there in terms of customer service and customer support and how they treat people in terms of freezing their accounts. So what would be the solution to customers fleeing your soiled brand? Maybe treating customers a little bit better? No, the better solution if you're in Silicon Valley is actually just to launch a new annoying buzzword product, preferably incorporate some crypto just to make it extra sexy. This is what PayPal's doing. They're launching their own US dollar stablecoin called Pyusd. Not a very good name, not a very good product. They're going to be pegging it to the melting ice cube. That's the US dollar. So this is not something that you're going to want to use to store value. Perhaps you'd want to use it to send value, to make payments. But the problem with that is that you have to try to forget that PayPal loves to censor payments. PayPal loves to freeze accounts, especially if you're one of those people who don't comply with whatever the latest current thing is. Here's the PayPal policy from a couple years ago that they did presumably reverse, where if you said something that they didn't like, or in other words, were promoting quote-unquote misinformation elsewhere on social media, they could actually fine you $2,500 and they could pull it out of your linked bank account. So this was a very evil policy. We talked about it at the time. So it's beyond me why anyone would want to trust PayPal with any form of US dollars or any form of any currency, in fact. Here's another big thing that PayPal management forgot. US regulators do not want onshore USD stablecoins. They're eventually going to roll out CBDCs, but in the meantime, they do not want private or public companies issuing their own form of US dollars. And regulatory pressure, as we've been seeing over the last 12 months, has been causing capital to flee these existing products. So it's really beyond me why PayPal would want to create another one. Here's USDC, which used to be the largest, and it's fallen from 55 billion market cap all the way down to 26 billion. We can see it's really straight down. The same obviously goes for Binance's form of the US dollar, their stablecoin BUSD. That's gone from 22, 23 billion down to just 3 billion. So capital is exiting these markets. What capital does want, it wants offshore dollars that can't be frozen by the US government, or that is much more difficult for the US government to freeze. This is a chart of USDT. I'm certainly not recommending that anyone hold this. There's huge counterparty risk. There's huge regulatory risk, but we can see that this is what the market actually wants. It wants offshore US dollar stablecoins like Tether. It's not going to want another onshore product like PayPal. So if you're a shareholder of PayPal, I would not expect this to turn anything around, especially when you consider who they're using as their custodian for the dollars, the US dollars, cash and treasuries, T-bills, etc., maybe commercial paper that's going to be backing it, and that is Paxos Trust, which has had a very unsuccessful history of issuing and custodying stablecoins. Back in February, there were rumors that the SEC was suing Paxos over their Binance US dollars, their BUSD. If this were to take off, this is what you'd expect to see. Again, here you'd expect to see SEC pressure and other regulatory pressure on Paxos and on PayPal. I would imagine regulators don't think this is going to take off, and so they're not too worried about it right now. I think this is part of a larger pattern, though, where banks, fintech companies, financial services companies like PayPal will continue to mistreat their customers. They'll continue to close accounts, as we talked about with Nigel Farage's account. They'll continue to censor payments, and this will cause more and more users to migrate to peer-to-peer solutions like Bitcoin, which is really the best form of digital money that's ever existed. Permissionless, open to everyone, regardless of race, gender, net worth, nationality, politics, or any other ideological opinions. And the difficult thing, especially in the US, if you want to keep up with the current thing and show that you're compliant, it's changing so quickly that it can be difficult sometimes to prostrate yourself to the state. The other thing about Bitcoin, censorship resistant, obviously, and beyond the greedy grasp of governments, central banks, and corporations like PayPal that love to censor. There's not going to be a video tomorrow. I'll be traveling on Tuesday, And before I close here, I want to mention that there have been rumblings about Bitcoin channels being deleted from this platform, and a few have been deleted, unfortunately. So I'd encourage you to find other ways to stay in touch in case this channel meets a similar fate. I certainly don't expect it to, and I certainly hope it doesn't. But this is obviously a real possibility. I made a video about this, where to find Bitcoin University online, including Nostr, which I'll link to in the description notes below. You'll be able to view this obviously only as long as this channel stays here. So I'd encourage you to copy down some of the links in the description notes below there. If you scroll down here, you'll see all the different platforms that I'm on. That obviously includes not just Nostr, which I haven't been very active at, but I do still have that public key there. You can find me on Twitter at Matt Cratter. Watch out for impersonators. I'm also on Rumble as well, and Odyssey. I'll link to all this in the description notes below. Another way to stay in touch is also to join the Bitcoin University email list, which I'll put a link to in the description notes below. So hopefully we'll find ways to stay in communication if something like this were to happen to this channel as well. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that subscribe and like buttons. Hit the notification bell if you want to be notified when I publish my next video. And let me know your questions and comments in the comment section below. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.